So back to winning ways for Town, a 1-0 win tonight at Portman Road against Gillingham. It took a while, the 86th minute, until Teddy Bishop scoring his 4th of the season to wrap up all 3 points. I'm again joined by good old John Watson. What's your thoughts on tonight's result, my friend? Back to winning ways, finally.
Yeah, pleased in that aspect. I've got to say, I'm a bit flat. I don't know. First half, I quite enjoyed it. We played okay. We were quite nice and neat. We really should have taken that, kind of put them to the sword, to be honest. We had lots of chances, but it was never clinical. The kind of things we were doing in the first few games when we were taking those early chances, we just didn't really do that today. And I thought, as nice and neat as we were, we lacked that drive. I talked to you on Saturday, Ross, and said we were missing Flynn Downs. We really are missing somebody like that. I mean, I think it says something about Hughes not being trusted to be in the starting lineup today, because we had 3 quite similar players. Obviously, Dizelle deeper, but Lancaster in the middle with Bishop. I thought Lancaster and Bishop as a pair, I like them both and want them to do well. Obviously, both like Ipswich products and stuff, but I think they're a bit too lightweight to be together. I would have preferred to see Lancaster on the right. Took our chance eventually, but the second half was really, it was like, oh. And at one point, I think we got to about, do you know when Andre got booked? And we were a bit of ill discipline. We really lost our shape and our pattern of play. And they suddenly started taking chances. Not taking chances, having chances. And you suddenly think a team that we really were on top of in the first half could get something from this game. And as the longer the second half went on, the more I was going, oh, meh. It just, I know we won, and I should be upbeat about that. And I'm trying to be, but I don't know. I was just really, I think following on from the last 2 performances, I didn't see that oomph that I really, really wanted to see. We got 3 points, which is ultimately what we needed. But overall, we're beating Gillingham at home 1-0 in the 86th, 87th minute. There's nothing to kind of run around the street naked about, is it? So, yeah, move on to the next game.
I'm satisfied. I think that's the thing is you can't turn around and dismiss a 1-0 win. Gillingham. That first half, I was reading Twitter while I was watching it. I'm away in Hereford, and we don't have terribly good reception, but I was sort of managed to get a little bit of reception, and people were dissatisfied with the first half. My problem is, and I think Liam alluded to this, we don't move things forward quick enough. There's that ponderousness which allows people to regroup, and that was evident. So first half, I thought was very, very scrappy. There were some half chances, but they weren't clear-cut chances, were they? And the crosses were a bit overhit. I think that Sears was unlucky to have been judged to have fouled somebody when the goalkeeper fell over the back of his own player. Hey-ho. But no, I thought the first half was a bit, we shaded it, but it wasn't much in it. It was untidy. Second half, credit to Steve Evans, because he went a bit longer, didn't he? He was a bit more direct, got in there, and they created 3 or 4 really good openings. It was a decent battling performance, and I really like the look of that combination at the back, Wolfend and McGuinness. McGuinness, for a young lad making his, I hesitate to say professional debut, because he has played in the League Cup. Not the League Cup, the EFL Trophy. I like to think that's a proper competition at this level.
Yeah.
But so I thought he looked good, and I thought it looked much better than Enciala and Wilson, even though they've played well. We weren't doing that ridiculous thing where we were clearing the ball to the opposition, then making a last-ditch challenge. We didn't have that. Where Gillingham were having their chances, because they played well in that second half by pushing up on the fullbacks, getting long balls into the box quickly and overloading the area. That was good tactics. It wasn't poor defending. So I thought all round it was a decent performance, but it could have gone horribly football manager wrong at the end of the day if Bishop hadn't stepped up. And of course Lancaster hit the bar early doors, so it could have been safer. I'm content.
As ever with a win, you're always happy. You can't not be. Good to be back on winning ways. We needed to win tonight to keep our promotion push going. Obviously, we've had a bit of a tough week with the 2 losses, so like I say, that was vital. But again, as normal, there's buts. I think the fact that we weren't clinical in the first half, we're a bit slow. Perhaps should have had, Lancaster arguably should have put that away first half. We could have gone into the half time, sort of 1-0 up. We could have pushed on the second half and finished them off. But instead, typical Ipswich way, we went in 0-0 and they came out looking better second half and could have arguably been 2 or 3-0 up at one stage. I feel like, as I've been saying all season, I'm sure many other people have, if that was someone from the top 8, top 10, they'd have put us away and then would have been on a three-game loss run. So that's that's the only worrying thing for me there. I'm not going to moan too much because it's a win. McGuinness, I thought looked good. Wolfenden, at times, he made 1 or 2 mistakes, but I think those two as a pair, they could be quite good for us. It looks quite promising there. Holy had a decent game. I think I saw he was man of the match, which when you're at home to Gillingham, you don't really. It's a bit of not very good to have your goalkeeper's man of the match, but it's what it is. Still promising signs, but there's still 1 or 2 worries for me. And obviously on to Crewe. We'll see what happens. Obviously got the gloves out now. I want to keep things normal, and as we carry on with the football season, because it's still not right being at home watching on telly, but try and do things as normal as I can. So I brought the gloves up today. It's cold outside, so I'm sure Heath, you would appreciate that.
We don't make it easy, do we? I think the first half, I think we're all over Gillingham, and they weren't really in it. I think we passed it around really well, but obviously we didn't have that cutting edge. And we had a few chances. I can remember Sears having a few chances to take the lead in the first half. So we went into half time kind of on top, but I was quite confident that we were going to be able to get an early goal in the second half, because Gillingham didn't really bring a lot to the table. I did notice in the first half quite quickly actually how more comfortable on the ball our centre backs were today. From the first few games, Toto and Wilson haven't been comfortable, but with McGuinness and Wolfenden at the back, we looked quite comfortable on the ball, which is good to see. But yeah, in the second half, we weren't really on it from the start. I think Gillingham had quite a few chances early on, which was quite worrying, because we were on top for the first half, but then we had so many chances to take the lead. There was Wolfenden had a chance to just put it in the net, and then I think there was Edwards just got a tackle on the line. So I thought, this is it. We're going to go into the game. The end of the game is going to be 0-0. A typical Ipswich playing against at home to Gillingham at Portman Road and drawing 0-0. Not being able to take the chances. But then, thank goodness for Teddy Bishop. Lovely finish from him. 86-minute winner. And yeah, I'm happy with 1-0 win. Obviously, if we came into this chat with the 0-0 draw, I think it would be a much different one. But yeah, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, brilliant finish from Teddy, wasn't it? He was the one player in that second half where the game was drifting a little bit. You had players just floating balls into the box, which there was no real conviction or drive about it. Gillingham had the better chances in that second half, where when they put the ball into the box, it was put in with purpose, and that almost led to a goal for them, whereas we were just putting in little floating, aimless balls, hoping something to drop when it wasn't dropping. And Teddy in that second half, there's a couple of little runs he did when he tried to make something happen, and then a brilliant finish at the end. So gets my man of the match for that alone, for bringing the spark into that second half. I thought McGuinness had a very good debut. The only reason I wouldn't give him man of the match is because Teddy did that in the second half and ended up with a goal. And I thought Wolfenden is still a little bit Hollywood for me. He believes in his own ability a little bit too much in a weird way, where, I'm not being funny, mate, you've had one good season in League One. Yeah, he's a good player. He's rated quite highly, but it's the thing about he needs a rocket up his arse also frustrates me a little bit. But I like McGuinness because he can do the dirty stuff, but he can also play as well. So it could be a good partnership there. I'd just like to see Wolfenden sort of care a bit more in a way, like a bit better body language, but that's just the way he is. I liked the midfield first half, but drifted with fitness in the second half. And Guion should be on the left, but Sears was there again. I half wonder if Dobra would have come on when he did if Lambert was in the ground. But yeah, it was a nervy win. very, very relieved to get the win. Thankful we did, but not convincing by any means. But we're still playing attractive, nice stuff. But it's almost like when we get to that final ball, a final ball is nowhere near good enough. And thankfully the penny dropped tonight, but well, the last 2 games it hasn't. But the final ball's been poor, so got to work on that.